Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm in a 2016 Volkswagen Golf TSI with a 1.8 liter turbocharged engine driving the front wheels. I see turns this way, we're gonna go this way. So, quick overview. This car runs around $21,265. It's a German car, you guys know that. Cloth seats, leather-ish interior, and leather-ish shift knob, which makes a big difference. I drove the Jetta with the, I think it's a technology package, without the leather steering wheel or shift knob, and if you drive them back to back, you notice the difference. The leather feels a lot better. They say this is hand-picked leather. I don't even know if it's actually leather or not, but whatever this material is, it's pretty good. The dashboard is soft touch, also a plus. If you drive the non-soft touch and soft touch cars back to back, you do notice a difference. You touch the other one and it has that plasticky, that plastic feel, which isn't ideal now. It's, it gives that cheap feel, and the soft touch is definitely a bonus, definitely a plus. The material where your elbows go, right down here next to the window up and window down and the handle and whatnot. It's it's a little on the rough side, but the good thing is about that material is that it's really easy to clean. So I had some gunk on there and I cleaned it off just with a damp rag. I literally just wiped it off, dabbed it, twisted, whatever. Easy to clean, so that's a bonus. So here we're in a spot where we can do a 0 to 60 test. I can't mount the camera, so you're just gonna have to trust me. I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna do it. We're gonna hit 60. I'll put a timer down on the screen. You'll see it. And here we go. $60. Not bad. Not great. Not bad. It's pretty quick. It feels fast. That's the cool thing about these turbo engines. You feel the turbo start to spool. Here, I'll go 40 miles an hour. Right in the fourth gear, RPMs are at 1600. I'm gonna step on it. Nothing, 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 nothing. And then this turbo starts to spool, and then you feel, it feels quicker, which is really awesome. And speaking of the gearing, on the interstate, awesome. It just hums along. The RPMs, I think at, traveling around 70 miles an hour, RPMs are just hovering over 2,000, which is pretty decent. I know a lot of cars, in the high gear going 65, 70, they're close to 3,000 RPMs. And it's nice to ride at the low RPMs. It's a very pleasant ride, nice and quiet, and overall, pretty great. Do another pull here. It's a fun car. This is not a fast car. It's a quick car that brings a smile to your face. It's an overall, it's a hatchback. This thing's great. And it's not that expensive. Again, it's $21,000, just over $21,000. And you get a lot for your money. Infotainment system, I'm not gonna go straight into it, but overall it's pretty good. It has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. If you don't do either one of those, you do have to plug your phone in, but if you don't do either one of those, the Bluetooth connects really fast, which is also great. And it's pretty quick. Right now we're used to our phones reacting really fast to commands. This does a great job too. One gripe I do have about this car is the visibility backwards. So backing out of a parking spot or backing up in general is kind of difficult, just because of the wide panels in the back. When you look at the Golf, you see that's a nice line in the back of the body panel that goes behind the rear window. But when you're backing up, it's kind of a pain. And there is a backup camera, which is nice, but when you can use your own eyes to look back, that's always a nice thing. It's a minor detail that you can kind of get used to over time, but and you are buying the car with that piece there, but you know, it's one thing to note between if you are looking at a couple different cars. As far as turning goes and handling, it's very composed. I've taken a few off-ramps a little faster than the recommended speed, possibly, and it does pretty well. On this particular vehicle has the 15s with, I think they're 195, 65, 15 tires on it, and they're pretty surprising. You know, I turned, I was like, well, pretty good. So that gives another thumbs up as far as handling goes. So overall, this car is a pretty great car overall. If you're thinking of a car overall, like what does it do? It'll probably do everything you think it does, and it'll do it a little bit better. It'll do some things a little bit better. As far as the peppiness of the engine or the surprising handling characteristics, even for a front-wheel drive car, you know, it doesn't have that push feel. I'm sure if you get it to the limits, I have not done that. Have not taken to the track and probably won't for a long time. But as far as the handling characteristics go, it's all there. You know, if you want a daily driver that's fun. Another fun fact, just figured this out. I've had my windows up and I decided to roll it down and give a little pull. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know. I just heard it, and as you can see, I'm pretty excited. When you feel the turbo spool, you can actually hear the turbo spool as well. And when you let off, it's a little psst, not a blow off, but it's enough to be surprised. Here we go. Let's see if we can do it. Logan. Okay, let's see. Ready? Yeah, you can hear it. I can hear it. I don't know if you could hear it, but if you're in the driver's seat and you're accelerating, you hear the whistle of the turbo going, and then when you let off, you hear spooling down. So fun noises. And I think I'm just so happy because this is not a car where you would expect to hear those kinds of noises. So when you hear them, it's pretty fun. Which kind of sums up this car. It's a German car that has some fun characteristics to it. You know, it's a Golf. You know, you look at it and you're like, it's Golf. So it's not as serious as, you know, some other cars might be. So the vibe when you're driving, it's pretty fun. And overall, I give it 2 thumbs up just because it's more than you'd expect in a car like this. It's not trying to be something it's not. It just does exactly what you think it's going to do, a little bit better than you're expecting. So overall, 2016 Golf TSI with a 1.8 liter turbocharged engine, driving the front wheels. This thing's fun. Give it a test drive and you'll be pleasantly surprised. See ya.